So I would like to point out that the Central Conference, if you will look at the journal that we have agreed upon, as a matter of legislation and as a matter of following the Book of Discipline, as to matter of determining the place of the session, that it should be in generally in Manila. Now, not to compound any discussion to this matter, Bishop, and not to complicate matters, I would like to propose. I move relative to the portion that I'm inquiring. I move that this conference, or we as a body, that we recognize the invitation of the Aldersgate United Methodist Church to host the Philippine Central Conference 21st regular session of the Philippine Central Conference, and thereby become the venue of the same. If I hear a second, I'll speak to it, Mr. Chair.
Is there a second? Okay.
Yes. As far as our discipline is concerned, and even the Book of Discipline will provide us, that any action of the Central Conference, it is also the Central Conference who must act on it, to change it, to amend it, but not the Coordinating Council, because the work of the Coordinating Council is routinary in its nature, and the Coordinating Council cannot overturn or even override any action of the Central Conference. But nonetheless, we have that provision as well, that in Bishop, may I will just get my...
Okay.
On page 79 of our handbook, section 2, article 3. But questions relating to the interpretations of the rules and regulations made the Central Conference for the governing of its own session must be decided by the Central Conference itself. That is in our journal, 79. Now, the Book of Discipline, that's paragraph 30, article 3, so provides that the determination of the venue shall be upon the Central Conference, but it can delegate that responsibility to another. Now, what's the point? The COCO does not have that authority, and it cannot. However, as a matter of confirmation, we cannot also do that. However, it is by our Central Conference recognition that we now recognize this place. The invitation is being recognized so that this venue would become the valid venue as a matter of recognition. So, Bishop, I'm just offering something that would put things together, and everybody would think that we are indeed in the right venue because we are recognizing the invitation of Aldersgate United Methodist Church as the venue of this Central Conference. We are not affirming the action, but we are recognizing the invitation. So that's the tenor, Bishop, of that motion that I have presented. Why? Because we are talking of the validity here. Now, I'm afraid if we would not be able to establish the validity, all the things that we do here are invalid. So, if the body would believe and would act and vote to this motion, then I think there is now a peace of mind, and we will continue, and we would like to express our gratitude to Aldersgate United Methodist Church for their warm welcome to each one of us. Thank you, Bishop.
Thank you so much, brother. This bright idea would settle the issue on the venue of our 21st session. What our brother is telling us, reminding us that it's not the coordinating council, but it is the Central Conference in session that has authority over this. Now, we recognize that Aldersgate UMC offered an invitation to host, while we had an action in previous COCO meetings that we should hold it at Central Church, but Central Church did not invite us, or there was no invitation. So mga kapatid, purihin ang Panginoon Diyos, this could be put to proper perspective, and we in this 21st session are here, at ito ang valid venue for that. Thank you.
Corollary, I move that the determination of the venue and even the date shall be delegated to the coordinating council pursuant to action 2000 journal. I forgot the can I?
Yeah, okay. Please help us, because these are very important dates when we made these actions. Is it 2013, 2014?
Kaya ho ako'y may maleta, obispo. Yung maleta kong hila-hila, yun ho yung karwahe ko. Dahil puro libro po yun.
He's telling us that he brings his luggage with him, and these are all books.
Yeah. Those are
that
books.
would support
Journals, handbooks, materials. Action 2000-074 voted to adopt the wording for the first paragraph, section 1, and to give coordinating council authority to set the time and place of the Central Conference session. Now, let's go back to the framer.
Okay.
The framer said, and to it simply means that it is the Central Conference which should fix the venue of the Philippine Central Conference. But in case the Central Conference delegates this to the coordinating council, or in case the Central Conference does not fix a date for the venue, then the coordinating council can fix it. And therefore,
Okay.
Mr. Chair, Bishop,
Yeah.
to remove any tension
Yeah.
insofar as determination of the venue for the future task, we are now delegating this task to the coordinating council. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much. And again, this would settle the issue, and this issue will be put to rest. We are now here. So ang sinasabi dito, according to the explanation of Reverend Dr. Mendilio, that we delegate this, and we did delegate this in past COCO sessions when Aldersgate representatives invited us, and we honored the invitation, hence we are here. Yes, Dr. Levy? Yeah, the Colorado. Okay, tapusin lang natin daw. Yes.
Levi Bautista Clergy, Northern Philippines. Bishop, I rise on a matter of privilege, and if the chair so allows, may I characterize the request for a matter of privilege.
Okay, let us listen.
At the outset, I yield to your ruling that we do not need to revisit Section 9.
Okay.
The matter of privilege is that my name is implicated in the Section 9 precisely because I was the one who asked for a ruling. I am sustaining what you already said, so don't worry on that one.
Yes, but my friend, can we just palakpakan natin ng Panginoong Diyos na ayos na itong issue ng Dr. Palakpakan natin ng Panginoon. Wala na tayo sa issue ng venue. Tapos na yon. Move on to an equally very sensitive issue. That's Section 9. That's the term of bishops.
Yes.
Okay.
The matter of privilege, Bishop, is that I was the one who sought the ruling by Bishop Brown.
Okay.
The Judicial Council could not have made a ruling on Section 9 if it was a hypothetical Section 9.
Okay.
I rise on a matter of privilege because there is no documentary evidence in the way the Secretariat documented the proceedings. The matter of privilege is that there must have been sections where I have spoken to my opposition, and the matter why I asked for a ruling, it's not recorded in the proceedings. It's a question of integrity of our proceedings. It's a matter of how important the work of Secretariat is. And the fact that the Judicial Council ruled on many matters, including Section 9, shows that, in fact, Section 9 exists.
Okay.
That you now say that we should disregard it is to say that we submitted something to the Judicial Council which is hypothetical. So either the Secretariat shows me those sections where I have spoken about it. If you look at page 270,
Okay, my brother, may I humbly relinquish this chair to my colleague, Bishop Salidic, because it has something to do with our terms as bishops. For delicadezza's sake, let us give this to Bishop Sally.
Thank you. So you're raising a valid question, and it's a very complicated answer. And it has to do with the fact that the transcript of the proceedings wasn't, well, there were problems with it. So I am going to call on Earl. Earl? Where are you, Earl? Conless. Yeah, would you go get him? Because he can explain to you, and probably with a fair amount of frustration, what happened. And also to explain how it is, it did not, that particular section was not approved. But it is complicated, and so I think before we try to unravel it, let's just have him explain it. Then you can ask questions. You can be the first one up, Levy, and we'll see where we are from there. Okay?
Brother Earl, oh yeah, he's here.
So they would like to have, and I think they deserve, an explanation of why it is our belief that Section 9 never was approved. And I told them that it may include some of your own frustration. Do you, why don't you just come right up here, and then you can put your book down, or if you need another one, we can help facilitate that for you. Yes?
Bishop, that was not the form of the question I made. I said, if it was not approved, where is the documentary evidence? It's a question of integrity of recording, of record keeping.
Yeah, we understand that.
If you will look at page 270, Bishop Barrechea said, all right, okay, we are up to finish this. Because if we stop, then pag mainit gawin na natin para all right, let me test the body. If you vote for this, then this is the main motion now. Those who are in favor of this amendment as the main motion, raise your hands. Those who are against this as the main motion, raise your hand down. Okay? It's got. Now, the quality of the transcript is such that it's recorded very choppily. Okay? Now, if this was put to vote and it was approved, do not what follows next. Read it again. What follows is this. All right, vote for the original motion now. Those who are in favor of the original recommendation, raise your hands. Those who are against, raise your hands. All right. So the amendment was not carried, and the main motion was put to a vote, and it also lost. What follows is an action no longer about Section 9, Article 9, but about the COCO routinary powers under the discipline of Central Conference Administration. The original transcript put together, and we had to separate that because the action on vote 120096 is related to what follows. So the transcript, as I had received it, had both paragraphs put together. It was not in correct sequence. The only error that we may have made is that we did not put a subheading there to show that these are separate actions. So I only record voted actions, not defeated motions. So what you have there are defeated motions. When we were meeting with Siporo, I also asked the presiding officer, this is my record, I said. The motion was defeated. The transcript is vague, I said. How do you remember the action? He supported what I said, that the action was actually defeated. So Section 9 or Article 9 was never an approved action. And there was only a mistake from Siporo not having deleted a copy-pasted part of the revised proposal, the proposal for revision during 2012. They should have deleted that from the handbook, which you have right now.
Did that answer your question?
Bishop, what was just said by the Secretary does not belong to the proceedings of 2012. It's an explanation of what might be the reason. Let me strike that out from what I just said. Let me pose a question. Was the transmittal to the Judicial Council infirm? Because it included Section 9. Nothing should have been transmitted to the Judicial Council which was not an action of the Central Conference. And the Judicial Council should not have acted on a hypothetical, non-existent action. So the question is the integrity of what is being transmitted to the Judicial Council. The Secretary knows we have an exchange of email on that one. And what my aim for the privilege, to the point why I'm asking for a privileged speech is the integrity of both record and what we relay to the highest judicial body of this church, which is a non-existent Section 9 if I follow the explanation of the Secretary. The explanation of which is simply one of the interpretations of as many delegates as we have if we want to have everyone speak to it. Again, simply to preserve the integrity of record keeping and not someone else's interpretation of what is. Because I know English. If it was clear enough here, I would not have stood here to raise the matter of privilege.
Page 270 was never sent to the Judicial Council. What was sent was your earlier question of law. That's all. The ruling of the Judicial Council covers that, not this. This was not sent to the Judicial Council for interpretation.
And I think that the whole section then was acted on, but the minutes weren't. a part of it. It's unfortunate and it's confusing. But it's our understanding that it did not prevail. So we're here for elections, and that's how everybody who came to this meeting anticipated. I don't think anybody anticipated that that was in action, right? I mean, because we don't want to, cause people to feel like that it isn't above board. And all of this speaks to the fact, the frustration that we heard earlier today about the fact that there are not stenographers. I mean, that too lends itself, and I hope that somehow that can be resolved even yet in these proceedings. Levy, we admit that it was a problem. I think Earl feels that almost more than anybody, but this is the best we can do in terms of making sure that we move forward, and we hope that we can move forward with stenographers. You good?
Thank you very much, Bishop. I think my privilege, the request for privilege has been served well
Okay.
with all these explanations.
I agree. I think it needed to just be sort of aired because it sits out there in bold print. So, you deserve an explanation. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Bishop, for being there to help us. Thank you, Brother Levy. Salamat. Any other matter on the table, my friend, Secretary? Ano na?
The motion of Reverend Mendilio that we recognize.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the first, to recognize the invitation of Aldersgate. And second is
Yeah.
we recognize the invitation.
The first one. Wait,
But
can we,
Bishop,
because of excitement, can we
may I speak?
mention that?
The Bishop and members of this
Yeah.
conference. Mag-motion sana ako ng substitute motion. At kung meron akong second, ay i-explain ko yung aking substitute motion, Bishop.
Okay. Let us hear
Ang
that.
aking substitute motion ay we just confirm the action of the COCO, which is the venue of the Central Conference is Aldersgate. That the action of the COCO. Action 2014-019. We are now in the process of confirming the actions of the COCO. So if I have a second, Bishop, I will explain my substitute motion.
Is there a second? Okay.
Ayon po sa disiplina natin sa Article 30, Paragraph 30, Article 3 ng Book of Discipline, it is the preceding Central Conference who will determine the date and time, the venue and time of the Central Conference. On this 2016 Central Conference, it is the 2012. And based on the action of the Central Conference in Bayongbong, action voted 2012-113 to hold the PCC session as amended generally in Manila and for the COCO to determine the time of the session.
Okay.
Nung pong sa Bayongbong, hindi naman basta-basta mag-set na tayo ng date saka exact venue kasi mahirap po yon. Kaya hindi po natapos ng COCO, anong PCC noong 2012, yung kanyang trabaho na i-determine yung date and time. Kaya ang ginawa, sa Manila na lang at yung COCO na lang ang mag-determine ng date, ng time.
Okay.
Nag-action ng COCO na Aldersgate ang venue. Until now, wala pang question yung action na yan. Kaya nandito, part of the confirmation of the action of the COCO. Ang problema ng COCO, hindi niya ginawa yung pag-set ng time ng Central Conference na binigay sa kanya ng Central Conference. So ang aking substitute motion ay we just confirm action of the COCO 2014-19 and that the date of the Central Conference will be November 28 to December 4. That's my substitute motion, Bishop.
Thank you so much. Is there a second? It's the same. This is just simplified, brother. Na-simplify ito kasi ang una napunta sa conference and then we went to the COCO. This time, we just confirmed the action of the COCO. Is there a discussion? Yes.
My dilemma with that is this. You confirm something that is wrong. Now, it's very difficult for us that something wrong is being corrected by another wrong. And that's the reason why my proposal is much better, because we are just simply recognizing it to become valid, rather than recognizing the very fact that the COCO has the authority to override. The issue there is overriding, overturning an action of the Central Conference. The question, can COCO overturn an action? They can't. That's not provided for in our handbook. And that is the reason why, not to complicate, that's what I'm saying, not to complicate the matter, we simply recognize it as our venue without touching practically, because definitely we will be discussing legal issues here. And I do not want to prolong the agony.
Okay.
If you want me to engage, I will. I have all my documents there. And I will give it to you if you want me to engage to that debate.
Please don't. Mahaba
yes,
masyado.
yes, Bishop. That is the reason why I am proposing something that would become even better for us to understand.
Okay.
Just recognize it, period.
Thank you.
Bishop.
Yes, my friend, I take that as a speech against the substitute motion. The substitute motion stands because it's duly seconded.
Bishop.
Okay na.
Hindi si Bishop, anong gagawin natin dito sa action ng COCO kung na-approve yung...
Hindi. Kaya nga, we will deal first with the substitute
Okay,
motion.
okay.
We are dealing now with the substitute motion, which is valid because it is duly seconded. The speech of Dr. Mendillo is a speech against. Is there any speech for? Maawatan nyo mo lang kakabsat, the substitute motion is to confirm the action of the coordinating council. Okay. Is there an action of the, is there a speech for? Okay, are you ready to vote on this? Brother Jerry, is that for this? Okay. Yeah, I understand. Okay.
I stand in favor of the motion of our secretary
Yeah.
for the simple reason that the agenda right now is to confirm this. Precisely when we made this in the COCO, this is we know for a fact that this is subject for confirmation of this Central Conference, and which is now the agenda. So why don't we just confirm it or not? If we want to divide the house, fine. But if we want to confirm this, which I think is the better thing, because otherwise, if it will not be confirmed, bukas alis na tayo, pupunta tayo ng Central. Gusto ba
Okay.
natin yon?
Thank you. So that's a speech for. Ma'am, ano pa natin? The sister of Bishop Justo, Ma'am Vanji, yes.
Evangeline Cristobal
Yes, ma'am.
of MPAC.
Yes.
Point of clarification lang, Bishop po. Can you explain to us before we will vote kung ano ang effect if we vote yes and if we vote for no for this substitution? Kasi para maintindihan po, otherwise
Yeah.
Thank you po.
Okay. Ang resulta po dito sa substitute motion, kung binotohan natin, we vote for, adi wala na tayong problema kasi ang action ng COCO dito natin gagawin. Pero kung hindi natin bobotohan ito, ay magkakaproblema nga tayo dahil we don't recognize that particular COCO action. That's the effect of it. Yeah. Okay?
Ganito po yan, tatagalugin ko po. Hello?
Yes?
Yun,
Sandali lang. Brother Rason and Brother Dabandan, we are talking about the substitute motion.
I would like to raise a parliamentary question, Bishop.
Yes?
Jonathan Rason. What I know in simple parliamentary procedure, kung nagsalita na yung isa, pagbigyan naman yung iba. Baka naman po pwedeng maghintay muna si Brother Menre na pagbigyan muna yung iba na magsalita. At kung wala nang gusto magsalita na iba, saka siya ulit magsalita. Thank you, Bishop.
Thank you so much. Yes, Brother Dabandan.
Pastor Erwin Dabandan po, Bishop, at mga kapatid sa konferensya. Yung coordinating council, ito yung body na na-create in between. Ang ating pagkaintindi, the coordinating council cannot rescind action of the Philippine Central Conference. Ang sinasabi ni Pastor Menre sa pagkaintindi ko ay simpleng tanggapin natin ngayon ang Elders Gate invitation para maging maiayos natin yung pagkakagulo na ito na dito natin dinala kasi yung coordinating council hindi niya pwedeng i-rescind ang action ng Philippine Central Conference. Kung susundan natin yung proposal ni Pastor Pacheco, mayroon tayong lalabagin. Kasi nga, hindi pwedeng itanggapin natin yung Coordinating Council action dahil nga wala siyang karapatan na baguhin ang Philippine Central Conference. Ang may karapatan lang na baguhin ay ito mismong body na ito at simple yung inaalok, tanggapin natin ang alok ng Elders Gate para maiayos na natin ito at maging valid yung ating konferensya sa lugar na ito. Salamat po.
But let me also remind all of us that what Reverend Pacheco read is very clear. There was a Central Conference action and that action was to empower the Coordinating Council to determine the venue and the time. So, let us divide the house. Let us divide the house on the substitute motion, on the Pacheco motion. Are you ready? Those of us who would approve the motion of Reverend Pacheco, raise your hands. Down. Those who are against, raise your hands. Okay. So, the substitute motion prevails. Okay naman yon dahil halos pareho lang naman. We go to the corollary. Brother.
ang ibig sabihin, yung substitute ngayon na nagsasabi, we are confirming the action of the Coordinating Council transferring the venue to Elders Gate? Ang tanong ko sa inyo, ganito lamang. Ano ang kapangyarihan ng coordinating council? Pakibasa nga doon sa desisyon kung sinabi doon sa action natin na ang venue ibibigay sa coordinating council. Our action was then that the venue should be generally in Manila.
Okay.
That's our action. Ngayon, in-overturn ng coordinating council yon by saying, hindi na, doon na tayo sa Aldersgate.
Yeah.
Question.
Okay.
Ang coordinating council ba may kapangyarihan na baguhin ang action ng Central Conference? Wala po. Dahil kung pipilit ho natin yan, sasabihin ko lamang, we are actually doing something that is wrong.
Okay, brother.
That's why I'm proposing something.
Yeah.
Yun po yung dating obispo.
Yeah. Okay. At ipakiusap ko na lang sa iyo, Brother Menry. I don't want to, rule you out of order. I think nagkakaintindihan naman na tayo, and this is a friendly motion. It's the same. This will be put to rest already. Huwag na natin, kasi kung maghahaba pa tayong pinag-usapan, total bumoto naman, majority naman yung bumoto. So let's just go on the corollary. Mapunta na lang tayo, bro, dun sa corollary mo. At tungkol saan pa yan, brother?
Bishop, it has something to do with the action of the based on the journal, Bishop. Based on the 20th regular session journal pertaining to the determination of the venue of the next PCC, Bishop.
Let us hear that.
Yes, Bishop, I would like to bring your attention to page 296 of the 20th regular session of the
296.
official journal. By the way, Bishop, this is Jonathan Olanday, clergy delegate from East Mindanao Philippine Synodal Conference.
Yeah.
There's a portion there, Bishop,
296.
in our journal about the motion by our secretary now, Reverend Pacheco, move to commission the COCO to set the time and place for the next PCC.
Okay.
And then there's a sequence on that, Bishop. I think this portion is enlightening as far as the mandate is concerned.
Yes. Okay, tama po. This very enlightening. And here, Levi Bautista, date and time from Coco, but place generally in Manila. Anyway, sige brother, sige. Now, let us help each other ha, kasi masyado na tayong na-stuck dito sa venue. Nandito na tayo, wag na nating, if you want to make me rule on this, I will rule on this. So, ayaw ko lang talagang ngayon, nagpapakabait ako ngayon. So, wag nyo akong subukan. Hindi, nagpapatawa lang.
Kaya ako obispo magpapakabait din.
Okay, sige.
Looks like my name is implicated in this one again.
You are always implicated.
As long as not complicated. I think the action on page 296 is actually clear. And in fact, preceding conversation says, if you look at the first time my name is implicated from below, it says, what guarantee that COCO will not override this? There was already an insinuation that in the past, the routinary role of the coordinating has been abused by undoing an action of the Central Conference. So our appreciation of this conversation that is just transpiring is in that context. Now, look at, we are only touching on 2013-026 action. What baffles my mind is if you go to 2014, action 17, 2014 action 18, 2014 action 19, how in the world, in one breath, in 2017, in 017, you reaffirmed Manila. In 2018, you rescinded that action. In 2019, you reverted back. in the same breath, you change your mind 3 times in that same sitting of the session of the coordinating council. I think my model is the General Conference. The General Conference organizes a commission on the General Conference, given the responsibility to look for a place, determine the date and the time. I think on this one, I say the genius of the suggestion or the motion by Dr. Mendilio was, once and for all, let's give to COCO the role of determining the place, the date, and the time. So there is no invalidation of this convened body here today. It is simply to say, so that the COCO will no longer be accused of changing an action of a higher body or changing itself 3 times in the same breath, in the same sitting. Let's give to COCO that role, which is the equivalent of the Commission of the General Conference.
Thank you. Thank you. Talagang pabago-bago talaga, no? Anyway, we're born to change. Yeah. Ate Phoebe, do you want to change?
We keep changing our minds, Bishop. What is the long discussion all about this afternoon, which ended in affirming or recognizing Aldersgate as the venue of this central conference, and henceforth giving the COCO the responsibility to set the place of the central conference? Did we vote on that, or was it just talk?
Nagagalit na. Anyway, sige. My friend, Bong Olonan.
Very Olonan from the NEPAC, Bishop. It's just our common understanding that if there are changes that are beyond our control, we are made to understand that the legitimate body to determine everything is no other than the COCO. Is it not, Bishop?
Yeah. Thank you. Okay, palakpakan natin ang Panginoong Diyos. Let's just put that to rest. Let's go to the corollary, brother. Para matapos na natin.
It's no longer corollary. Because corollary, in the sense, it is always connected to
the previous.
The previous.
Okay.
Ganito na lang. Yun na yun. Baka substitute mo na naman ng mali.
Ikaw naman, madali ka naman magsawa. Sige.
Kaya nga, obispo, bahala na. Come with me. You know, I'm just joking. Yes, once and for all, so that this kind of animosity, doubt, reservations will be put to rest. And let's, simply delegate this to the coordinating council. Period. And everybody will be happy. Anyway, the coordinating council will meet once a year, and they have all the responsibility to do this. So we are within the bounds of the provision of the Book of Discipline, and I think it is but proper. And I hope that the body will vote minus substitute motion.
Thank you so much. As we always say, all is well that ends well. Thank you, Dr. Mendilio. Okay, mapilit tong kaibigan natin. Those of us who would vote for the corollary motion, say aye. Okay. Thank you. Reverend Helen, do you want to invite the session?
Bishop, may I speak as a matter of privilege
Yes.
for this evening?
Let's listen to you.
Siguro para maintindihan, why is it that Aldersgate United Methodist Church invited this Philippine Central Conference 21st session? There was this visit from a group coming from Manila, And they told us that the church is an ideal place so that we will have the Central Conference. And that there is no invitation from any local church in Manila so that the conference will be held there. Sabi, gusto ba ninyong gawin dito ang Central Conference? We did not readily say no, yes, but I told them that we will discuss that in the administrative council meeting. So we had an administrative council meeting. And the council said that kung walang tatanggap, then buksan natin ang simbahan para sa Central Conference. And this is a great privilege, a great ministry for Aldersgate United Methodist Church. So the council said, so let us invite PCC to come to us and have this session. Natuwa kami doon. But we felt that our church is not ready to host the PCC. But the council said, we will ready ourselves. We will ready ourselves. So we did all the tasks and preparation from the first floor to the second floor and even to the outside of the church, because we felt that this is a great privilege coming from the Lord to host this Central Conference. So when we heard about all these issues, okay lang sa amin dahil indeed, as I said earlier, we consider this as a great privilege. And until this time, ganun pa rin ang aming pagtingin. Natutuwa kami, although at first we said, kulang ang aming mga facilities. Hindi kakasya yung mga more than 488 delegates. But then, we have that sense of feeling a sense of being so privileged and taking a part of the responsibility of the Philippine Central Conference. Masaya kami, nagagalak kami, and we accepted the challenge. I tell you, it was not easy for us to prepare all this. At hanggang ngayon, hindi pa kami sanay. We are still learning in order to address all the needs of the Central Conference. But until this time, we still have that feeling of being very thankful to the Lord that our invitation to have this Philippine Central Conference at Aldersgate United Methodist Church was accepted by the COCO. Dahil nga sa katotohanan, kung walang tatanggap, gusto naming tanggapin dito sa Aldersgate. At natutuwa kami, and you accepted that invitation. And for us, yes, that is a privilege that we want to consider.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Helen. Thank you to the Council of Aldersgate, to all of you.
Bishop,
Dakal asalamat.
Bishop,
Yes?
here, Bishop, the Secretary.
Okay. Yes, brother?
Just a short manifestation, Bishop.
Yes?
2 beses na po tayo nagka-problema sa venue. 2012, yata, at 2000, ngayon. Kaya ang manifestation ko po, kung ano sana yung action ng preceding Central Conference or any ng venue ng Central Conference, yun po sana ang sundin natin para hindi tayo magkagulo. Ano po? At ang kwan po kasi, kulang pa din yung ating mga batas at rules para dito. Gumagawa tayo ng action kung saan ang venue, wala namang proper body ang magne-negotiate doon sa mapipiling venue regarding doon para i-arrange yung implement yung action ng Central Conference. Well, of course, kung walang body, it is the responsibility of the college bishop having the responsibility for general oversight at mag-i-implement ng mga action ng Central Conference sa COCO. So yun po yung aking manifestation, Bishop. Kung meron pong action talaga, kung saan yung venue, let us try our best na i-implement yun para hindi na po tayo magkagulo sa susunod pa na mga session. Salamat po.
Thank you so much. I take that as a privilege, my brother. Yes, Attorney Beltran. Attorney Beltran is now 84 years old. 82? 84.
Only 48, Bishop.
Oh, 84. He's still farming.
I stood up, Bishop. I want to invoke jurisprudence. When we invited the Central Conference for 2 times in Westland, when I was the chairman of the board, then we went there. We spent not only 3 million per session, but so much. So, my point is that mabuti nga po at tinanggap tayo rito, pinakakain tayo, pinatutulog tayo, hindi pa tayo pinapawi. Now, regarding the errors committed, we learn by experience. Because the church is made for the men and not men for the church. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, Attorney, for the jurisprudence. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng jurisprudence? Hindi. Hindi. Sige ba?
Bishop, I would like motion.
Yes.
I would like to move to invalidate Coordinating Council Action 2013-022, a certain section of which I'm okay and a certain section of which I don't.
Okay.
I'll give you time to go to the page. My point of asking that this be invalidated is that this action of the Coordinating Council usurps the role of the Board of Ordained Ministry and the Bishop by saying that anyone who does not submit a report on their contributions to pension should have the annual conferences not pass their character. That's a confidential process within the Board of Ordained Ministry and of the Bishop. The Coordinating Council is saying anyone who does not submit shall not have their characters passed at annual conference. That no longer belongs to the routinary role of the Coordinating Council. It is encumbering and usurping the role of the Board of Ordained Ministry and of the Bishop, which process is conducted only within the clergy session.
Yeah.
And the Coordinating Council is beyond that and beyond the routine.
Yeah, I understand the essence. This is too forceful. This is going overboard on the part of the COCO. The motion, my dear friends, is to rescind this. Is there a second? Okay. Those of us who would rescind COCO Action 2013-022, please raise your hands. Those who are against, it is done. Salamat po sa iyong eagle eye, Brother Levy. Wala na po tayong pag-uusapan. Announcements. Ano bro? What is on the table is the coordinating council actions by session. So, ang aking understanding, we had a full day. We could do the others tomorrow, the other sessions. But if you want, then we could fix all this now. Yes, brother? Siriyatim ang pakiusap ni brother kanina, by session.
Yes, Bishop. I move that we approve the PCC Coordinating Council Session 2013 in an omnibus votation, except what was rescinded.
Okay. Those of us who would approve that, except the 022 action, say aye. Okay, so ano pa ang ating hindi natapos dyan? 2014, 2015. 2014, 2015. Yun pa ang hindi natin natapos. So, you have an assignment, my friends. Please go through them. At bukas, mas madali. Okay? Is there a report from the Committee on Tellers? Brother Cosmiano? Tapos na ba yung nagmi-meeting sa baba? Not yet. Okay. Is there any announcement? No announcements? Yung mga taga-DEA, yung paglipat ninyo, okay na po yon. Yung tirahan, sa greenhouse, mapunta kayo sa... Yes. Sister Blessy?
Napag-utusan lamang po ako. Lahat daw po ng delegado na na-lodge po sa Vista Verde, pakiusap lamang po mag-i-register nyo yung room number ninyo dahil bine-verify ho natin yung mga occupants po. Inuulit ko po, pumunta po kayo sa ating PCC staff or secretariat, lahat po doon sa naka-lodge sa Vista Verde. Thank you po, Bishop.
Vista Verde occupants, please see the registration desk. Any other? Yes? Yes, Razon?
Bishop, tungkol po ito dun sa meeting ng mga organizations, councils, and boards this coming Saturday. Ewan ko kung ito po ay concern lang ng NEPAC, pero ang pagkakaintindi ko, meron pong form na manggagaling sa secretariat para ibigay po sa aming mga head of delegations yung mga committees, boards, and agencies na kailangang pag-usapan ng per annual conference para meron kaming ipapadala ng mga tao diyan sa magmi-meeting na iyan. Kung wala po kasi iyon, wala pong a-attend sa mga meeting na gagawin sa Saturday. Maraming po salamat, Bishop.
Okay, thank you for that information and reminder, DS Razon. Any other? So kung wala na, tayo po ay nakikiusap sa isang diakonisa na manguna sa panalangin. Tapos na? May worship. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go into worship. Yeah, Siporo Worship Committee, please take charge. We have a closing evening worship to cap this day.
May I request everyone to please bring out your worship booklet, and we have our closing devotion. As you go, be learning. We will be led by our Bishop Salidik.
Please turn to page 17 in your worship book. Let us be in a spirit of worship as we close out our day. And so at the end of this day, we remember again the one who walks with us. In the midst of disagreement, as we struggle with forming community, as we rejoice in relationships new and old, we remember the one whose love shapes us.
Jesus, thank you for your mercy.
Gathered in this place, we stop the work and remember the one whose mercy is wider, higher, deeper, and more abundant than we can imagine.
Jesus, thank you for your mercy. Your eyes on the sparrow. Shall we all sing the song? And let it comforts me from the ends of the earth to the depths of my heart. You call me to your purpose, as angels understand. For your glory, may you draw all men as love and grace demand. And I will run to your words of truth, not by might, nor by power, but by the Spirit of God. Yes, I will run the race till I see your face. Oh, and hear the glory of your grace. Shall we all rise as we read the scripture? Matthew chapter 9, verses 9 through 13, it says, As Jesus was walking along, he saw a man called Matthew sitting at the tax booth, and he said to him, Follow me. And he got up and followed him. And as he sat at dinner in the house, many tax collectors and sinners came and were sitting with him and his disciples. When the Pharisees saw this, they said to his disciples, Why does your teacher eat with tax collectors and sinners? But when he heard this, he said, Those who are well have no need of physician, but those who are sick. Go and learn what this means. I desire mercy, not sacrifice, for I have come to call not the righteous, but sinners. And I will run to the words of truth, not by might, not by power, but by the Spirit of God. Yes, I will run the
may be seated. As we go, we're called to learn God's way of mercy. How do we learn mercy? In David Brooks' book, Call to Character, he says brokenness or suffering is what makes people compassionate or merciful. Do we learn mercy through the experiences of our brokenness? Or do we become bitter victims? Learning mercy implies that we emerge from our brokenness not as victims, but as people who care enough to work toward making sure that others not experience that same brokenness. Mercy often carries a justice element to it. Why do I care that all means all in our church? Because I know what it's like to be rejected by the church I love. While my home church denomination greatly shaped who I am in my faith, when God called me into ministry, that same church rejected my call. Now I'm a born-again United Methodist in the sense that I want everyone to be received and accepted by a church that professes grace toward all. Countless people experience rejection and shunning, denial, and are made suspect in our churches and communities because of their race, color, sexual orientation, disability, economic and class differences, all aspects of being that persons have little or no control over. Maybe you've always been well received, well listened to, noticed, and encouraged. If so, learning mercy may prove difficult. But more likely, you too may have had a wounded experience that has inflicted brokenness in your life. What is your point of brokenness? And how does it motivate you to make sure we don't treat others like the righteous ones in Jesus' day treated Matthew? Jesus calls us to learn a simple yet difficult idea. God desires mercy, not sacrifice. Our Jewish ancestors have an ancient prayer practice that can help us. It is a whispered, repeated breath prayer. As you breathe in, whisper these words in your own language. I desire mercy. And as you breathe out, whisper, not sacrifice. So do it. I desire mercy, not sacrifice. Do it again.
I desire mercy, not sacrifice.
And a second prayer, this one directly to God as you breathe in, through your mercy. And as you breathe out, you have saved me. Through your mercy, you have saved me. And again.
Mercy, you have saved me.
Filled with gratitude for the overflowing gift of God's mercy, we pray as Jesus taught us, each in our own heart language.
Shall we all rise again as we sing the song? Your eye is on the sparrow, your hand, it comforts me. From the ends of the earth to the depth of my heart, let your mercy and strength be seen. Call me to your purpose.
trust God to take care of all the troubles of this conference and of your life and of the church and even of the world. Sleep. It's the posture of true trust. Go to sleep.
Amen.
Amen.
And I will run to your words of truth, not by might, not by power, but by the Spirit of God. Yes, I will run the race till I see your face. Oh, let me live the glory. Oh, let me live the glory. Oh, let me live the glory of your grace.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, worship team. Bishop Sally, salamat sa inyong lahat. Good night. Sleep well. See you in the morning. God bless us.
I know that you are more of me than more of me.
I think you read the transcript of the Judicial Council. It's in the here.
Let's go.
The Secretariat submitted something, but it was not sufficient. So it was Bishop Brown who submitted.
Kasi napapahanap ako ng later this in case na hindi makarating ng one semester Buyong. Sino Buyong? Maya President, National Maya. So,
sabi po ni Shop na kung sa kukuha naman siya, sabi niya, may naka-assign na po.
Okay.
Pero sabi ko po kailangan maiwan kayo. Si Joseph po rin naman 96.
Tapos,
ay, di ba sa...
para bukas po.
Hello. I'm requesting all the young people, UMIF and MIAF to please stay. We're going to meet po. Magmi-meeting po tayo. UMIF and MIAF. Thank you so much. Young people delegates ages 12 to 40.
Ay, thank you ah. Thank you. Nabasa ko nito eh. Nakastima. Anak nito eh. Report. Kasama. Okay. Ada kastima. Nakalakas to eh.
Buyang.
Kuya, nakakuha ka.
I'm a Christian.